And welcome everyone. Another episode of Aussie Max Zone, episode 76. This is leading into Christmas, so this will be our final show for this year. So I hope you get some benefit out of it. We've got some apps, our favourite Christmas picks, and we've got some stories, the stories that we could find at least. There's not much happening coming out of Cupertino these days, leading up to Christmas. I suppose they're just too busy wrapping up the little iPads and giving them to Santa. They'd be probably selling a few by now, I'd say, of iPhone 6s and 6 Pluses. They'd all be shooting out of there like no one's business, wouldn't they? All right, let's get into it. This show is brought to you by Aussie Tech Heads Web Hosting, athwebhosting.com.au. Stop by and have a look at us, and Australian servers in Sydney, all on nice and fast, nice pings and all this sort of stuff for all the little tech heads out there. So jump on and grab some hosting space if you're that way inclined. All right, let's go and see who we've got here tonight. We've got, so welcome back, Jace. How you going, Jace?
I'm well, Glenn. How are you?
Very good, thank you. What's been news with you? Looking forward to Christmas?
Oh, yes, looking forward to Christmas, and we've got some good Christmas picks on our show tonight. And what's been happening with me? I was at the cricket on the weekend, so
oh yes,
a very good end to the day on Saturday. So that was most enjoyable.
Yeah, I was busy on Saturday. I didn't even hear the scores. I was very upset. I watched the first 4 days, or had the first 4 days in the background, you know, or if I'm in the car listening and all that sort of stuff. And then Saturday came, and then it was just a washout. I didn't hear a thing. I got home late that night thinking, oh, what's the score? I hope we won. And yeah, we did. So that was great. Good stuff. All right. And Michael, how you doing?
Good, thanks, mate. Good.
That's good. What have you been up to?
Yeah.
Cricket tragic?
Cricket tragic, yes. Yeah, I did catch a bit of that, and just went out on the grog yesterday. That was all.
Oh, good work.
Well, it is Christmas after all.
That's right.
Nice. Always love it, don't you? Oh, what did you do? Oh, she went out and got pissed. Nothing else to do. So, yeah, just, one of those sunny days in Sydney. What else you going to do? Nice work. All right, well.
I had to sacrifice myself, didn't I?
Well, this is true. And look, I wish I was doing the same, let me tell you. But I wasn't. That's coming up in about a week, Christmas Day, 10 days. I'll be joining the merriment. Okay, let's see where we're going to start. We'll start with an email. Got an email through the week, and it's from iPhone Aussie. You know who you are. iPhone Aussie. Now, wait till I find it here in my list. Was somewhere. But anyway, I can sort of get the gist of it. He was he bought an iPad. Is this the one here? Yeah, he bought an iPad from a 72-year-old man that had unfortunately passed away. I'm not sure whether it was he bought the iPad before or after he passed away. But anyway, he's in possession of this iPad, but it's locked. Doesn't know the code to open it up. And he wanted to know, is there any way to get into this iPad so he can use it? Obviously, you can't use it if you don't know the code. And these days, was it from iOS 6, 7, that you can't restore them if you don't know the code even? So what does he do, Michael? What happens? How can he break into it so he can use it? Because it is his. He bought it from the guy off... did he say where he bought it from? No.
Gumtree, eBay.
Yeah,
any of your favourites?
Yeah.
Yeah.
eBay.
eBay, was it? Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So
The pub?
Yeah, maybe from Michael. Which pub were you at, Michael?
Michael's not that old. And he looks pretty much alive to me.
No, I'm not saying he bought it off the guy that died. I'm saying he might have been at the same pub Michael's at.
Ah.
Yes.
Now, what's the go, Michael? How does he get going so it's his?
He can't.
Oh.
Unfortunately, that's end of the subject.
Let him down gently.
I'm sorry to start with a bummer, but without the original invoice, can't do anything.
So does Apple know where the iPad is actually purchased? Like you can't just make up your own invoice off your printer and go, ABC iPad sales. Here I am.
Well, they know just by looking up the serial number, the Apple people will know roughly when it was sold, because it gives you an estimated sales date.
Right. Okay.
So that's the first thing.
Right.
And they can also see the first day it was registered.
Okay. Yes. Yep.
On their list of information, and it's a security thing, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's right. That's what it's all about. Yes.
Yeah.
So what can he? What does he do? He absolutely just chucks it and uses it as a bookend.
Unfortunately, yes.
What about jailbreaking? Can you jailbreak those ones?
No, but you can't. You can't even get into it. You can't get that far.
Oh, really? Oh, right. So it's just it's a brick.
Yep.
Wow.
There's seriously nothing you can do.
Yeah, right. That's amazing.
There's people offering software, somehow offering software breaks, but you'd never be able to restore it. If it broke, if it went flat, it may never come back.
You can't you can't. Remember in the old days when I was a kid, the little Pac-Man machines and the photocopiers at the library, you to put 20 cents in, and sometimes you could just get there and flick them off and on really fast. And you would confuse the ROM, and it would go free credits or free photocopies or whatever. That doesn't work.
They're a bit smarter than that these days.
And the off and on switch is not. You can't go that fast either, can you? You got to push and hold, and whatever happened to those good old days?
It's a security thing that it makes it not worth pinching.
Yeah, well, look, I remember like the iPhone 3s. I knew a few of those that had, fallen into the hot hands of people, and they just plugged them into the computer, and bang, sure they were locked to the telco, but they still worked as an iPod. So even up into when they introduced basically Find My Phone, you could just restore it and you could get it back. The same thing applies to iPods, iPhones, and iPads. Right.
All of them, if they've basically got Find My Phone turned on, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And Apple does have a website for looking up the serial number to see if it's actually turned on before you buy it.
I was just going to mention that for people who are maybe looking today even on eBay to buy a second-hand iOS device. You'd want to make sure it's unlocked, and if the seller provides you with the IMEI or serial number, there's a website where you can check the activation lock status. So probably further to what you're saying there, Michael, when you enable Find My iPhone, it locks it to your Apple ID, and unless the person selling it disables that and removes it, it'll be useless to the next person, as is the case with this iPad. Only the original Apple ID can unlock it. So the only thing he could do is if the person, well, it can't be the person, if the estate he bought it off have found a bit of paper with the person's Apple ID and password,
right,
that would be the only way it could be unlocked and be reusable.
You can't take a death certificate in if you could.
No, but it's already been done.
Right.
Without the official receipt for the device, there's nothing they can do.
You're gone. You're finished. Oh, well, that's no good. Well, that's bad news, iPhone Aussie. But actually, it was his friend, not iPhone Aussie himself, but his friend. Not that makes any difference to anyone, but it does to his friend, I guess. So, so you're finished. You're gone. Give it away. Just look at it. Charge it up. Turn it on and look at the keypad. That's all it's good for. Go you artist. All right, let's move on to some stories. Now, this one here, I'll start with my little one here. Now, this is not happening in Australia as yet, but I'm sure it's probably a sign of things to come. But Apple is now accepting PayPal for checkout through their online store. Apple has updated its online store to start accepting PayPal. Now, this is only in the US and the UK at the moment. So it's already an option for those who are shopping through the iTunes Store, App Store, iBook Store. But this is the first time the company has offered it through the Apple online store. So this is what to buy machines and hardware, I imagine. PayPal previously took a swipe at Apple over its cloud platform security issues, but tried to be friendly when it came to mobile payments. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, John down the corridor. Don't listen to him, Apple. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Listen to us. Okay. So why wouldn't they have offered it before? Do you think? Is it because they didn't want to pay PayPal, I don't know, 2% or something like that, whatever they do? They didn't want to use them. Well, I suppose they thought they could build their own, which they did. But anyway.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I guess like the credit card schemes that PayPal are taking their cut.
Yeah.
And I guess that's probably been a little bit higher traditionally than the credit cards. So Apple looking to make money. Maybe they've negotiated a better deal with PayPal.
Look, PayPal, I find, is probably a little bit expensive, if you're selling stuff. But I mean, it's a lot less expensive than if you have to go out and do your own merchant facility. How do you go, Michael? Do you do PayPal?
Yes, I do.
You got the little PayMate, whatever.
I've got the new one. Yeah, just recently.
Yeah. Have you been using it?
Oh, I've only used it twice, I think.
How'd you find it?
Yeah, I still. It's only when they're desperate and won't pay me cash.
Yeah.
But yes, I have my little.
Yeah, there it is.
Little device there.
Very good.
So
yeah, so it works all right. I've got one of those. I don't really use it much at all either. But because credit cards, people, well, it's 2%, isn't it? Charges really don't pay. You'd rather just have the cash or direct deposit.
Yes.
Yeah, and then PayPal charge you to take it out. So that's no good
It's
at
a bit
all.
rough,
if you're not quick enough.
Yeah, well,
So I've had people complain like that have used it before, and as soon as there's a dispute, and they lock your money away, you can't get it, whether the dispute's valid or not. It takes forever to get it back. So.
Well, I remember like a while ago now when I was doing the eBays, you buy something off eBay and then all of a sudden you think, oh, geez, that thing hasn't come, and it's like getting 3 weeks. I better just see what I can do here. And so you look up, the warranty or whatever it is, the PayPal guarantee. Yeah. And if you don't start an incident within 14 days, well, you're outside of the parameters.
Yeah.
And I was but I think it might have changed. I haven't looked at it recently. I think it might have changed.
I was just about to mention that. I reckon I saw that as of yesterday that's changed to 180 days or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's obviously a positive.
Yeah, because I was buying stuff like from Hong Kong and that, and then I was setting in my calendar, and then on the 13th day, I was just raising disputes because I hadn't had them. And I thought, well, no problems that I wasn't going to get them. I just thought, well, in the odd case I didn't get it, I didn't want to lose my right to the.
That's right.
thing.
Yeah.
So I think as a purchaser, it's very good because it offers the protection.
Yes.
Obviously, if you're within the time frame, but that's why I'm quite comfortable using it. And actually, I was on eBay yesterday and just having a look around for some Christmas gifts, and there was a nice coffee machine on there at half the price of anyone else that was selling it. All these people were bidding for it, and you have a look and what's the person selling it look like? Oh, they've only got two people endorsing them, and the two things I've sold are for 1 cent UK each. They were JPEGs.
Right.
And then you look at, where it says person's from, from Australia, whatever.
Yeah.
The person was from Latvia, and it was a coffee machine supposedly in Perth. So
yeah, right.
Probably one best avoided there.
Yes, that's right. Well, I bought my laptop off PayPal just recently, and yes, I know. Unfortunately, it was a Windows laptop, but I sort of
you'll learn.
Yeah, it was a Yoga 2 for anyone that cares, and it was it was whatever it was, 1,500 or something, and I was sort of hesitant to do it because it was what they call probably a grey import, but it all turned out for the best. So I got the machine, I registered it onto the Lenovo side, and so far so good. So you got to be careful though. You got to be careful. All right, so look out for PayPal on the Apple Store online in Australia.
Yeah, there was one thing. One of the news sites was running a story just a while ago about some site in America that was, like eBay or someone like that, where there's something gone wrong with the pricing scheme on the website, and everything was 1 cent.
Right.
Like the items might have been $100 each, but had to sell them for 1 cent because that's what.
Yeah, right.
The price on the website was 1 cent. People were buying them for 1 cent.
Yeah, okay.
Getting a big bargain, they had to sell them.
So errors and omissions not accepted.
That's right.
All right. Well, that's bad news for those guys.
Feel sorry for those.
Oh, I know. Couldn't they just
bargain for the buyer, but
yeah, well, true. But geez, you're sacking someone. All right. Now, Mike, who's next? Jace. You've got some. What's this? What do you got for us?
Apple have got their new ad for the holidays. So if we remember back to last year, they had that very touching ad with the kid who we thought wasn't paying attention, and he was making a video for his family, probably along a similar theme. So the ad company didn't think too hard. This one is of a young woman listening to a song on a record player, mind you, from her youth.
What's that?
And maybe she was a bit of a hip DJ, but she learns the tune on her guitar, and records the tune on a Mac and then leaves it on an iPad for her grandmother to find, provoking emotions of her childhood and memories. And the ad concludes with a happy holidays message from the company. So, yeah, a little bit like the one from last year, but that one I assume we'll be seeing on high rotation on a TV near you soon.
Now, tell me, and I don't know if you can or not, but why is it Happy Holidays? Why isn't it just Merry Christmas? Do the Americans ever say Merry Christmas?
Think we are into political correctness here, and
okay, right.
It's the holidays for those who I guess don't celebrate Christmas. It's just a holiday period.
I suppose Apple doesn't want to alienate anyone, do they?
No.
But, yeah.
They're happy to sell to anyone who has money.
Yeah. Well, I just thought, because I know Happy Holidays just seems to be everywhere for so long, and I thought, well,
it's changing that way here as well, isn't it?
Yeah, is it? It shouldn't. Should be Merry Christmas. I don't
Absolutely.
care. All right. Now, Michael, what have you got for us this week? Please.
Oh, well, I've just got a bit of software that I'd like to suggest to people, which is called Everweb, and it's a replacement for iWeb for those people that are doing their little Christmas websites or family websites for Christmas. It's a replacement for iWeb, which Apple stopped supporting about 3 versions ago. About a year or so ago, I started looking for a replacement for iWeb for a couple of sites that I do. I was already using this company's, it's called Rage Software. I was using their SEO for iWeb software, which was really good. And it's pretty straightforward. There's instructions on how to bring your iWeb website over if you've already got that. And again, their SEO, they walk you through the SEO steps for each web page and for your site, how to submit. You know, they've got software for submitting it to Google, software for submitting it to Bing. And it's all pretty straightforward and easy to use.
Okay, that's good. And that's
and so, Michael, when you create your website there, that would be compatible with Aussie Tech Heads hosting, would it?
Of course. Of course it would be. Yes.
There it is.
and where is that? That's at athwebhosting.com.au. All right, and well, speaking of all that, don't forget the Aussie Tech Heads, also on iTunes, YouTube. Get that wherever you can. This show as well, youtube.com/Aussie Tech Heads, and also facebook.com/Aussie Tech Heads, where, look, I've been a bit slack with the iOS app of the day lately, but there's nothing really been coming through. Sometimes the best one is one I've already done, because I know it's already been done, because I download them all myself. And, I don't know, they phone getting pretty full, I think. But, look, we'll see if we can find some holiday ones. There's that app that comes out, I think, Boxing Day, called, is it 12 Days of Christmas or something? Keep an eye out for that, because they give you something free every day. Now, I'm just going to see if I can find it. Is that what it's called? It's called 12 Days or something?
12 apps? Is it, or 12?
Yeah, it's 12 days. Yeah,
12 days.
That's what it's called?
It's an app a day.
Or something a day.
Oh, yeah, because it might be a song.
I reckon last year I got, some songs, books. I even got a movie, because I think last year they had Home Alone.
Yeah, that's right. I got Home Alone. I got a Doctor Who episode. I've got, I think, an album from someone.
You too?
Yeah.
They're bloody everywhere.
Oh, yeah. And a couple of songs that strangely just disappeared. But anyway, something. But
so this year it'll be YouTube biography, the YouTube movie, Rattle and Harm, YouTube album.
Yeah, that's right. Look, I'm just trying to find. I'm sure I downloaded it. It's called 12 Days or something. But keep an eye out for it anyway. Look, I'll see if I find it. I'll post it on the Facebook page. How's that? So just have a look around Christmas time. It doesn't start till Boxing Day, and it only goes for 12 days. Something free every day. All right, and don't forget the AussieTechRadio.com, 24/7 shoutcast podcast from Australia and New Zealand. So get into that as well. That's pretty good. That's getting rather popular these days. So good on you for supporting that. Look, I've got another little story before I get into my little app. But I want to comment on something Michael sent me through the other week. Sent me through a good little app. I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but look, it was called, when I find it, I've got so many apps. I don't even know where it is. I just had it before I went look.
12 Days of Gifts, just while you're looking that up.
Was it?
Yeah, I also found 12 days of Christmas cocktails. I thought that's.
Oh, you'd be into those.
That sounds like a.
If you just look up 12 days, that's one of the top hits.
Now here's one. Now I haven't tested this one out, but it holds a lot of hope. The golf ball finder. Now, did you test that out, Michael?
You haven't needed it because you never lose yours. Is that right?
Well, this is
straight down
true.
the middle, Glenn. They call him.
Oh yeah, just straight as a die. So straight in, holy one. But yeah, golf ball finder. So what happens is it dims the screen to like like an ultraviolet blue, and apparently the golf ball just stands out like you know what. You just go and pick it up. So
it stands out like golf balls.
That's right. So probably no good. Well, you see, it's probably no good for me because all mine end up in the water. So what do you do? But yeah, look, I'll give it a go. I'll probably go out on Friday, have a bit of a bash. So
you can deliberately any that you play in the rough this time.
Yeah,
you can just say I'm doing it for the test of the software.
Yeah, that's right.
You normally hit them straight, but this time that went in the rough, and you're just doing it for testing the software out.
Just for review purposes.
That's right.
Now
you won't even have to count that as a stroke when you drop the ball.
Now you also sent me a what did you send me? The golf GPS. So I'm not sure how that one works either, but I'm going to test that one out as well. I'll let you know next year how that goes. But anyway, all right, look, let's get on to something more.
Jason and I don't know what you're talking about because we don't get enough time off to play golf. You don't give us enough time off to play golf.
I know, I work you so hard, don't I?
Absolutely.
All right, where's that other little story I had? It was so important.
It's gone back to the first page.
The one about was on the first page.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, let's go with that one.
Bloody Windows users.
I'm review purposes only. Trying to improve the smoothness across platforms.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm a platform
equalizer. We'll just fax you the show notes next time.
just post them on Thursday. I should get them by Monday. Now, one of the most legendary stories is about Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak building the Apple One in the garage and doing all this sort of stuff. You know the story. It was in the movie. It's probably was it in that? Well, it can't have been in Walter Isaacson book then because Wozniak's come out and said it was not as how it has been portrayed.
No, apparently it wasn't a garage; it was a carport.
Oh, right. Is that the little caveat? But anyway, one of the most persistent legends surrounding the origins of Apple is that its early employees toiled away in the garage of Steve Jobs' parents' house, which we all believe to be true. During a recent interview with Bloomberg, Wozo, was, and unquestionably the brains behind Apple's early design, he has, chucked cold water all over that whole idea and said, no, that's not really true. He said the garage is a bit of a myth. We did no designs there, no breadboarding, whatever that is. What's breadboarding?
Making experimental machines. You know, when you run a wire from this pin to this pin, instead of using a printed circuit board, you've got to actually wire it up and test it first in the old days.
Okay, yeah. I had one of those sets when I was a kid. And you had to put the wires all over the place, and you could make a radio. And
yeah, that's right. It had little springs, so you had to pull out the spring and put the wire in there.
Yeah, that's
those
right.
as well. Yeah,
that's right. Oh, and you had buzzers, and I wired up my room.
The Dick Smith special.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
get the strobe happening.
Yeah, all that sort of good stuff. Now I don't know what happened to that.
Now, just see,
blew it up. I think
there's a modern day one now.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
I play with my Raspberry Pi with that breadboard there.
Oh, show us that again. That's why they call it a breadboard, because it looks like a bit of bread.
Yeah, so that one's just got lots of holes in it with cross-referencing.
That's running iOS 8, is it, Michael?
Yes, of course. That's making my Internet of Things software.
Oh, look, good on you. Well done, Internet of Things, you trendite. Now, you're just on the precipice of the future.
I can't wait for Apple to release their new Apple TV, which will be your Internet of Things hub in the house.
Oh, well, we've been waiting for that for a while. But
it's only 9 months.
Yeah, they've got to do something. Well, they're falling behind. They've got to do something with this.
The TV is getting a little bit long in the tooth now.
Well, everyone, even in Australia, when things are starting to get left behind is when, we're going to get Netflix, we're getting good old Stan. You heard of Stan? The
Stan.
Channel 9 one? That's crazy. Stan, that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Have a look at it. Stan.com.au, I think it is. But anyway, getting back to the story. So we did no manufacturing. This is in the garage. The garage didn't serve much purpose, except it was something for us to feel was our home. We had no money. You have to work out of your home when you have no money. So he sort of contradicting himself there a bit. It didn't make sense to me, that, because he's saying we didn't do any manufacturing there. It didn't serve much purpose except somewhere to feel home. But then he said, well, you have to work out of your home because you have no money. I don't understand that part.
Maybe they just hung out there, but
Yeah.
he's pretty much saying, I think, that the work was done when he was at HP.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. He said further down, he said the work was being done, soldering things together, putting the chips together, designing them, drawing them on the drafting tables at my cubicle at HP in Cupertino. And he went on to say that was an incredible time. It let me do a lot of side projects, and it was 5 years to the summer of 75 when I built the Apple computer. The first one. The next summer I built the Apple II. The first one just went on sale. It was just sold, wasn't it? At an auction for $350,000 or something.
I think it was, yeah. I saw that during
One
the
of
week.
them, yeah.
Yeah, it was called the Ricketts computer or something for some reason. I think the owner or someone, they must have written his name on the side of it or something. I can't forget the story about that. Something like that. So the story just goes on, and just goes on and on and on. But that's probably the guts of it. Woz seems to be stressing that none of the integral computer designs were done in the garage. Woz says, though, that once the designs were complete, finished products were taken to the garage where Apple employees would make them work. Okay, probably had the FBH in the garage there. Those big hammers. That's probably how they persuasion tools. Video of Woz's interview with Bloomberg about developing the Apple can be seen on the internet. That's good. Okay, so you can
See it on the internet.
see it on the internet.
Actually, that would be an interesting one. I might, look that one up. Was as always interesting.
Yeah, well, he's doing some sort of professor at the Sydney University of Technology or something. He beams in and
UWS, yeah.
Yeah,
sorry, UTS, not UWS, yeah.
yeah, so he beams in every now and then and gives a little bit of a talk, and then I think he does actually come over in person. So that'd be a great buzz, wouldn't it? To be tutored or instructed by Woz.
Probably better that than Dancing with the Stars that he was on.
Yeah. All right. So good on you, Woz. Have a Merry Christmas. Now, who's Jace? He's done his holidays song. Michael's done his Deemy Doover. What else have we got here?
We got some picks. We got some picks for the holidays.
Yeah, Jace, you're up first. What do you got?
So I've been out doing my holiday research and holiday shopping, and I think fairly popular this year is the GoPros. So having a bit of a look at those, and it does have the Apple tie-in. So obviously, as well as being a cool device that you can put on your bike or strap on your head, strap on your chest, whatever you're doing, swimming, jumping out of a plane.
Yeah, whatever you do.
Whitewater rafting. There's some pretty incredible footage that's been taken with them. But with the higher models, not the cheap model. There's a cheap model about $150. The higher end ones, I think around about $400, $500. Actually, via Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, have full remote control via your iPhone. So you can get an app on there, and you get a little viewfinder up and remotely control the camera, which is quite cool.
That's pretty cool.
It's important too because just say you go skiing with it, snowboarding with it. So you don't want to be using up all your battery power just sitting on the ski lift going from bottom to top. But when you got your gloves and everything on at the top of the mountain, trying to turn the GoPro on's not that easy.
Yeah, true.
So being able to turn it on and off with your phone's excellent.
Yeah, nice. And I suppose then, well, not just you doing it, it could be your mate who's just standing next to you has the control.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, if you have got it strapped on your head or something like that, it's not that easy to make changes to it.
Yeah, that's right. So with the Facebook, I wonder if they're ever going to take live streaming from phones and stuff, because that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? You know, you jump on someone's Facebook, they're actually like just live streaming. That'd be awesome. All right.
Oh, you probably could, I guess. Is there an app?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen one, but it wouldn't be too hard to do, would it? Just have your
Well, you can do
streaming
it.
app to
Yeah, you
push
can
it up in real time.
you can live stream it, but I'm saying, but to Facebook, that's where everyone lives anyway. But you can
to put it
Yeah,
put it
so-
there.
But do you
Yeah.
have videos on? Here's my expertise. Do you have videos on
yes,
Facebook?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah, you do. They're moving pictures, Michael.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what that's what they
I
got.
haven't seen any. That's all. I don't just.
There was a Facebook show on ABC Two the other week. I don't know if you watched that. They interviewed with what's his name, Zuckerberg, and all that, and sort of went through the goodness that Facebook does, and then the badness that Facebook does, and yeah, it wasn't a bad little show.
I caught the end of it.
Yeah.
Most I got out of it was he wore the same jacket and pants every day, but it wasn't
Yes.
actually the same ones. He just had lots that looked the same.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
good
that's what
story.
Steve did too, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, probably.
With the turtlenecks.
Did you see there was
shirt, jeans, shoes, all the same?
there was some rare photos of Jobs, about 30 back in the mid 80s, late 80s. Apparently, some guy that was, privy to the goings on.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
At Apple. Yeah, he took a few snaps and probably didn't make the journal that he was writing for or whatever. And he's just bunged a few of these little snaps up on the internet. So they're probably not rare now. But they they probably weren't rare before. They were probably because they were never shared anyway. But they were just new snaps of Jobs in his heyday, just sitting around a table and sitting around a big table in an empty hangar or something. I don't know what they were doing in there, but doing something.
Oh, that was his next. His next production line was in a really big open space where they
Right.
painted all the production line and got it exactly the right colour, and
Yeah,
That's
right.
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 they weren't making anything, so I had time to paint it.
That's right. It was about the design of the production line, wasn't it? Didn't they
Yeah.
paint it all white or something like that?
Oh, yeah, I can't remember now, but it had to be a specific colour for each station, and each part of the station had to be.
Fair enough. And while you're there, Michael, what's your app or your tip for Christmas?
Oh, well, I've just got a couple of apps three that I'd like to mention. One's for New South Wales anyway, is TripView, which is used for your public transport journeys. And there's a free one and a paid one. The paid one's like $3.49 or something. So, but it lets you save your journeys, and that's critical if you want to compare journeys and work out which is the fastest way to get you from A to B.
Yeah,
'Cause
nice.
It tells me to catch a certain train from Penrith into the city and then get off at a station and change platforms and then catch the next train. Whereas if I don't catch that train, I get the next one. I don't get off at where it suggests. I get off 2 stations further. I walk like 30 feet instead of 15 stations.
Yeah. So this app will tell you the platform and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Platform,
wild. That's
and it'll
good.
even, because the buses, most of the buses and the trains have got GPSs in them, it tells you exactly where the train is.
Yeah, look, that's a good idea, isn't it? I think there was a story on the Aussie Tech Heads last week about the Victorian government opening up the APIs and so forth for their network. And yeah, because I'd never really heard of it before, because I made a comment that I jump in the train from here to Brisbane, and the train will slow down if it's ahead of time.
Yeah.
And you think, just go, we're ahead of time, just keep going.
Stop those people waiting for the train. I need to get to where I'm going.
Yeah, but it slows, and so now this way,
Yeah.
apparently, I was talking to someone down there. I think it might have been like the other Jason. There's no timetables. It's just all like the GPS and tells you when the next one's coming. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, you got another couple in the list there.
Yeah. It's Weather AU, which is, for weather in Australia. And it's really good. You just set, it'll come up with whatever city automatically that you're in, or whatever's the nearest weather station to you right now is. So mine's Cambridge Park when I'm in Penrith, and Waverley is Bondi Junction. And so it actually tells you what the nearest weather station to you right this minute is, not just Sydney's weather that the airport uses and things like that. You can also say, all right, what's the weather in Phillip Island? Or, am I going to need my rainwear when I go down there? Or I can look up the weather in a town in Adelaide, for example. So I don't have to look up Queensland because it's beautiful one day and
yeah.
perfect the next. So
Goes without saying, doesn't it?
Except when there's hailstones.
that's right.
You just got to make sure you're inside. You just,
Your tank.
Go out and catch them. It's cricket practice. Throw the toads out.
That's right. and lastly is the health app from Apple. I use that all the time. I've got 3 things on the front page of that is my blood pressure, which I'm lucky enough to have a blood pressure device, not one that ties into the phone yet, but so I measure that nearly every day, and it also gives you your pulse rate, which I enter at the same time, and then it also measures your steps every day, which is what I've got to measure as well. So it just gives you an idea of what you're doing.
Does the blood pressure machine start going crazy when you see my name come up on the phone?
Absolutely.
It goes, bing, 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 bing.
It goes dial 000, dial 000.
Remember was it the movie The Smokey and the Bandit or something, or the Cannonball Run? With the policeman that had the blood pressure thing, and every time we'd see Smokey, he'd just go beep 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 beep, and he'd have to put his arms out like just to calm himself down. He'd be in the middle of a bust or something, and he'd be going bing 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 bing. That was good. I might have to go and rewatch that. How good are those movies?
Great days, yes.
Oh, this is true. He's broke, isn't he? Burt Reynolds apparently spent all his money.
How can he be broke?
Oh, they reckon he is.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he was broke after he split from old Lonnie.
Oh.
That's Anderson, not Donegan. For those that just make that clear. So, well, people wouldn't even know who Lonnie Donegan was, would they, Michael? People of the younger years.
The younger years wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't have thought.
No, Jace, do you know Lonnie Donegan?
No.
Chewing gum on the bedpost overnight.
Ah.
Yeah, no.
I know of the song, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known who did it.
No, Rock Island Line.
I was thinking what the Donegans, was it Donahers were Sylvania Waters? You know,
Yes. Oh,
That's
Nolene.
what I was thinking.
Oh, where is Nolene? What's she doing these
right.
days?
Holy
They raced at Bathurst, didn't they?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think they're still carrying on doing something. But yeah, that was
Oh, dear.
that was a long time ago. That show, wasn't it? What was that?
It was.
Silver Bank Waters.
Sylvania Waters, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sylvania. That's down near Michael.
Still there.
Yeah. Well, they are. Unfortunately,
Hasn't moved.
Yeah, no, it's still there. All right. Well, I've given you my tip, which was the 12 Days of Christmas app. So I'll see if I can find that actually in the store, and I'll plug it onto the Facebook page. So you can find show notes on the AussieMacZone.com.au. Nice new page. How's the page going, Michael?
Excellent.
Lovely.
Excellent.
Lovely.
And we'll have some reviews up soon, won't we, Glenn?
Yes. Michael's been just going out getting little gadgets and stuff.
Yeah, we've got quite a few now ready to go.
Oh, good boy. Good stuff. Can't wait. New year.
Not that I'm trying to put pressure on anybody here.
So the new year will be into everything. Sounds good.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, our next episode, or our next, we'll be back, the week of beginning the 5th of January. Does that sound right? Is that all right with you guys? So
Happy
that'll
with that.
Yeah, that sounds okay.
I'd do anything for the listeners.
Oh, I know. I'll tell you, I haven't got a sensor blur that big sometimes.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
Your commitment is outstanding. Now, all
And
right.
I'll keep trying to do the news as much as I can when I think there's stories.
Yep, cool, good stuff. That's on the on the webpage.
Aussie Mac Zone webpage.
Yeah,
.com.au.
That's the one. You want to find us, or you want to contact us? It's Glenn, Jason with a Y, or Michael at AussieMacZone.com.au, or we don't have a Twitter, do we? No, but you can tweet it if you want.
I'm a twit.
Yeah, you can just hashtag Michael. He'll never get it, so that'll be fun to see what happens with that one. All right, but just send him an email. That's the best way. That's the way he operates. All right, so Merry Christmas, Jason, Michael.
And yourself.
Yeah,
Merry
thanks.
Christmas
And the
all.
listeners, yes.
Yeah, and
Excellent.
everyone. And we'll see Jace next year. We'll see you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Have a good one. And Michael, same. Have a good one. See you next year.
All the best. Thank you.
And
Bye,
we'll see
folks.
you guys next year. So thanks for supporting us in 2014, and we'll be back early 2015. So Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. Goodbye.